Hello, everybody. This is Oscar Wright. I'm in Rome, and right now I am speaking with renowned film director Silvano Agosti. And what we want to do is talk to him about Ennio Morricone, who just passed away. Now, Silvano worked with him in a film of his called Quartiere in 1987. Here's Silvano Agosti. Silvano, let's talk about Ennio Morricone. You worked with him
Yes,
in '87.
I'm smiling because Ennio Morricone conquered an eternal value during his life, and his life was so full of emotions. He took care of 6 films of mine, and
6 films.
so I had the chance to frequent him in a deep way. And to discuss with him about the music for cinema. And he was eternally grateful to me. So what he was used to say that he was grateful to me because when I met him the first time in 1963.
63. By the way, with respect to what he's talking about, Ennio Morricone, in an interview, called Silvano Agosti a genius filmmaker.
Yeah, it's a way to be generous. It's a way to be with affection. But I am a human being, and I think that any human being is a genius. So Morricone is right, but I am also right to say not Silvano, but any human being in his way is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Each one in a different field, maybe. Somebody who doesn't know how to write, he dances perfectly.
Well, of course, and this is one of Silvano Agosti's convictions of his incredible philosophy. But speaking of Morricone, Silvano, one of the things I think that most people don't realize, underestimate the importance of music in a great film.
But I think that Morricone, for instance, he saw every time 5, 6, 7 times the film. He studied the film to find the music. He didn't write the music and put it on the film, which is so sad. It's a sad operation. But he was learning the film. He was becoming the film, and then he was writing the music. And since he was grateful to me because when I met him the first time, I suggested him to step out from the ordinary music for films that usually started every time with a little musical sentence and then the whole orchestra. No, say, don't do that, Ennio. Don't do it anyway. And he said, what should I do? You should put the human voice into the music of films. What do you mean? Like a soprano, like in the 3rd Symphony of Gustav Mahler.
Ah, beautiful. And you have to know that Silvano Agosti is a powerhouse of creativity in his poetry, in his films, and in everything that he does.
It makes me laugh when people, even though I say that I'm a human being and that the human being is the top masterpiece that nature ever thought
This
about,
is true.
They insist giving me qualities, but my best quality is the sense of humor.
Now, Silvano, of course, one of the greatness of Morricone was the music he created, the films he started with. I guess the big break was when he started working with Sergio Leone in Fistful of Dollars for Clint Eastwood. Do you think is that well, no?
That's
Fistful.
when he began to use the human voice. He put in all the Western a female voice, and then he fell in love also with the soprano.
Yeah.
That was singing, and he came to me and said, "I'm desperate. Why? Because I'm in love with a soprano." And he said, you should be very happy. You are in love. It's a fantastic feast. And then he said, yes, but there is Maria. Maria is his wife. And I said, Ennio.
Oh, we are revealing state secrets here, I dare say. Anyways,
No. I said, Maria will be certainly happy because you will renew yourself through the soprano. And then when you go back to Maria, it's not the usual function of a husband that goes with the wife because he's obliged to, but he will make love with Maria and she will be very happy.
as usual, these are the gems of Silvano's unique perspective and outlook on life and marvelous advice. Well, Silvano, of course, it's a particular kind of a special thing for me because my favorite film in the world is Nuovo Cinema Paradiso, Cinema Paradiso, which Morricone did the music for that, and I can't help but think that the music was a big reason for the greatness of this film.
Well, everything is important in our body.
Yeah.
Without the nose, all our beauty would be absent.
Yeah.
So, but this doesn't mean that the nose is the most important part of the body. Every part of the body is the most important. Like with humanity, every human being is the most important human being in the world.
Yeah.
But it's not treated as such.
Well, Silvano, what was he like as a person? What can you tell us about him as a human being that maybe other people don't know about?
Well, to see what kind of man was Morricone, I tell you, when I asked him after the first film, we made the music for my first film 60 years ago.
60 years
I made
ago.
my first film, The Garden of Delight, which is a film that I made to convince women not to get married. If you get married, you can get married, but 50 years after you met your love, not before. And so I made this film, and many women seeing my film say to me, I saw your film, I will never get married.
And Silvano, what was the music that he composed for that film? How did it fit into this concept?
He made, I think, one of the most interesting and fantastic pieces. In the middle of the film, I made a scene, and I said, Ennio, for this scene you have to find a music that from a classic style slowly becomes a rock style. And from rock it goes back to a classic music. And he made a fantastic music. But he came to me, the music was beautiful, but it was for guitar. And I said, no, I want 3 orchestra. I want a chorus of 100 children. I want trumpets, not guitar.
And by the way, speaking of trumpets, Ennio Morricone played the trumpet, which is a little bit unusual for a composer. You generally think they're pianists.
Not very unusual, because I was playing trumpet when I was 15 years old, and I went to the Conservatorio of the trumpet in Si bemol. But anyway, with Morricone we became at first friends, then brothers, then lovers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Words of wisdom, perspective on life, on Morricone from Silvano Agosti. Oscar Wright in Rome. Talk to you later.